Alright, so this is the bag I carry every day. It's just a North Face, I think they call it a Recon. When they change styles or colors, you can get them for about $100. They're available anywhere. The main thing that you're going to want to have with you is water. And we usually carry just Nalgene's, 32 ounces and darn near unbreakable. Another option is the Clean Canteen. This is just a single-walled stainless steel. This particular one is 40 ounces. The advantage here is you can actually boil water in that fairly easily. Beyond that, this is, like I said, my everyday bag. So we've got some redundancies, including like extra set of gloves and such in it. Inside, very basic. We've got a little bit of food that we carry. This is just, when you're carrying your get-home bag, you're going to want to have food for probably about 2,000 calories worth for one person, maybe a little more. We don't have that much here. This is just a quick walk, and we can make it home within a couple of hours if we had to. The only thing that I've added to this outside of food and spare socks is we're carrying our boil kit. This is just a larger cup. There's a Trangia stove, and you'll see this later. This is a homemade IKEA hobo stove. But again, that's a little bit larger than what I'd carry on my own, but that's because we're making tea for two. So I think with that, we can probably zip this down and get on the trail. Okay, so here we are. Now we're to the business of actually making our tea. What you see here is the classic Trangia spirit burner. I don't know if you can see the heat coming off there or if the camera's catching the flames, but it's just about to come to full bloom. Full bloom just means that it's burning at all of those little holes that you see on the side rather than just the center. What we have for our stove surface is an IKEA hobo stove. This is just one of the restaurant silverware collectors with a hole cut out of it using a pair of tin snips. And I have some bolts in the bottom so I can set this up to stand on its legs and be a debris stove to burn leaves, twigs, and such. Or, like what we're going to do today, I can just place it over the spirit burner, still having access to put out my flame if I need to. And we're going to use one of these little, I think they're called Luxottas or something similar, or DZOs. It's a 750 milliliter stainless steel cup. It's got the nice butterfly handles on it and this really neat top with strainers, which comes in handy if you're making like what we're going to do. I'll be making my rosehip tea in there, so that's how I'll strain it out. And we'll pour them into a smaller cup from there, obviously. But there we have it. This is our boil kit, and the reason it's so large, this is bigger than what we normally put in a get-home bag, is this is our camping kit. It's what we have for 2 or more people. And normally we have an approximately a 2-liter pot that we put on there that we can cook most anything in.
And if you notice, by the fire ring, we are now at the Lost Campground. And here it is. We are both neither of us originally from this area, so we're not sure what happened to this campground, when it was a campground, or any of the details. So, if you know anything about the Lost Campground in the dunes in Indiana, let us know. Let us know what you know about it.
This is one of 2 campsites that we found for sure. This one has the fire ring remaining that, as you can see, it looks fairly new to me. The other one has nothing and is simply a clearing. The only other thing we found is an old parking place to observe off the dunes. We think it was parking. There's a sign there that years ago had the lettering washed off. You can actually see that in our other video, the one right before this. And the other campground is simply cleared. Plus there's the old shelter, what we believe was one of the old common like picnic shelters out here. You can see where there are some post formations and stuff like that.
Oh, I don't know if you can see this now, but let's see if you can see it. Our Trangia is now at full bloom. I don't know if you can see those flames, but that's what it means for full bloom. And then once our water gets heated, we'll show you how you shut that off, and we will finish our challenge with you.
And before we go on that, one important thing, if you want to make one of these hobo stoves, wrap it in an oversized bandana, because that's going to be hot when you go to take it off there. It does cool fast, but if you're not paying attention, if you're not in the habit of grabbing it with something, you'll have an interesting mark on your hands. Okay, it's been about 8 minutes or so since we started it, and we're almost to a boil. Now, if you make tea, you know you don't fully boil, so we've got 1 cup of tea ready to go here, and we're going to use rose hibs in the remainder. We're going to make some fresh rose hib tea and see how this comes out. I'm going to get yours poured off first. Wow, you can hear that wind.
That's good.
Okay, we're going to need just a little heat yet to get these rose hips to properly steep. And now they say it takes about a teaspoon of these, so we're going to guesstimate. If you want to go ahead and look in there, tell me if you think we got about right.
Do a few more. There we go. Let's put the lid back on this. Keep it steeping.
Now the important thing is what we want to make sure is that that doesn't boil, because then you'll boil off all the vitamin C and all the goodness from the rose hips. So now it's just a waiting game.
We have tea. Mine is pineapple mango.
And very light rose hip. Should have probably put a few more in or maybe crushed them up.
But we learned. We've never done this before and maybe did it in the wild. So you live and learn and you try again. So next time we'll be trying again.
Absolutely.
Enjoy. And before we go, we want to see what you did to meet our challenge. Put it in the comments, give us a like, subscribe, and let us see what you're doing. We want to see. Have a good day. Bye.